Rejected VPN applicants can appeal for reconsideration. CMCO extension, a wise decision, more space to break virus chain. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us, and you're watching Updates at Noon. I'm Wong Kang Sin. Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin said the next few weeks are very critical to the future of the nation. This, he added, was because only then we can see whether the Conditional Movement Control Order, CMCO, is a success or otherwise.
Jika berlaku peningkatan kes yang ketara dalam tempoh ini, kerajaan mungkin akan terpaksa melaksanakan perintah kawalan pergerakan diperketatkan ataupun PKPD bagi kawasan-kawasan yang terjejas. Kita nak elakkan perkara ini daripada berlaku. Oleh sebab itu, saya nak merayu pada saudara dan saudari semua supaya patuhilah SOP yang ditetapkan oleh kerajaan. Bukan susah, mudah saja elakkan tempat yang sesak, amalkan penjarakan sosial, pakai penutup mulut dan hidung, sentiasa basuh tangan ataupun gunakan hand sanitizer. Selain itu, keluar rumah hanya jika perlu saja.
Tan Sri Muhyiddin, however, stressed that the CMCO, which was enforced on 4th May, went on smoothly and as expected, especially in light of the crowds at public transportations and restaurants. He also appealed to everyone to continue complying with the SOPs that have been set by the government. Meanwhile, Tan Sri Muhyiddin reminded that despite the many positive achievements in the fight against COVID-19, there is still much to be done. Social distancing, wearing face masks and washing hands regularly must continue to be practiced, especially since the authorities have yet to find a vaccine that could rid off the virus.
Menurut pandangan pakar perubatan, proses menghasilkan vaksin biasanya mengambil masa yang agak lama, iaitu antara 12 sehingga 18 bulan. Saya telah berhubung dengan beberapa pemimpin negara luar dan dimaklumkan ujian-ujian klinikal sedang giat dilaksanakan untuk menghasilkan vaksin bagi virus ini. Saya berharap vaksin akan dapat dihasilkan seberapa segera supaya kita boleh bebas daripada ancaman COVID-19 dengan secepat mungkin.
It was reported on the 2nd of May that Malaysia could be the next location in testing the COVID-19 vaccine for the third phase. The vaccine that is produced in China has not been completed yet and is now in its second phase, which is expected to be completed around November to December. On another note, Tan Sri Muhyiddin also announced that the appeal date for rejected COVID-19 Bantuan Perihati Nasional BPN applicants has been extended to 31st May. In a live address, the Prime Minister said appeals can be made via email or applications could go directly to the nearest Inland Revenue Board IRB office beginning today or tomorrow. Tan Sri Muhyiddin also acknowledged concerns and complaints received from rejected applicants, including those who were jobless or failed to provide their full details. He said there are those whose applications were rejected because their record shows that they are earning more than the income qualification, but in actual fact, they are out of jobs and have lost their income.
Antaranya ialah kerana maklumat yang diisi tidak lengkap. Ada juga permohonan yang ditolak kerana dalam rekod menunjukkan pendapatan melebihi syarat kelayakan. Tetapi mereka sebenarnya telah hilang pekerjaan dan hilang sumber pendapatan. Ada juga antara yang mohon adalah pelajar yang telah menerima bantuan BPN bagi kategori pelajar. Jadi permohonan mereka untuk mendapatkan bayaran BPN bagi kategori bujang pastinya ditolak.
The number of COVID-19 positive cases in the Pedas cluster has risen to 131. Health Director General Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah said the numbers grew after 43 new cases were detected as of noon yesterday. From the total, 122 involved foreigners, while one has recovered.
Untuk kluster pedas iaitu di kawasan kilang tersebut, pelaksanaan kita ialah telah kita pun kawal di kawasan kilang tersebut, iaitu setakat ini kita telah laksanakan kontak rapat, iaitu mengesan dan juga menguji dan juga kita asingkan mereka yang positif dan mereka yang negatif kita kuarantinkan. Setakat ini 768 kontak rapat telah pun dikenal pasti dan diuji. Dan yang positif ialah 131.
Datuk Dr. Noor Hisham said the Chowki cluster recorded another 5 new positive cases, making the total to 53 overall. The EMCO cluster involving the Bandar Utara and Pasar Borong Kuala Lumpur localities added one more case, making the total number of cases to 195. On the extension of the CMCO until 9th June, Datuk Dr. Noor Hisham said the Health Ministry welcomes the decision as a wise one. He said the extension would give space and time to the government in its effort to break the chain of COVID-19 infection and control the situation. Datuk Dr. Noor Hisham said the effectiveness and success of the extension period will be evaluated from time to time.
Pihak Kementerian Kesihatan akan menggiatkan lagi usaha mengurangkan kes positif COVID-19 di Malaysia melalui pengesanan aktif, iaitu active case detection dan pendekatan tertumpu, iaitu targeted approach. Ia melibatkan pengesanan, penyaringan dan ujian ke atas kumpulan sasar yang berisiko tinggi. Tindakan-tindakan ini dapat dijalankan dengan lebih berkesan melalui pelaksanaan Perintah Kawalan Pergerakan Bersyarat dan juga Perintah Kawalan Pergerakan diperketatkan.
Coming up next, Give with Ikhlas donation campaign gets additional 25,000 ringgit. The Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Ministry, KPD and HEP is looking into measures to set up a ceiling price for certain goods in demand during the Aidilfitri period. This is to ensure that traders do not increase according to their whims and fancies and in a way ease the burden of consumers who are facing financial difficulties. Deputy Minister Datuk Rosso Wahid said the ministry will make sure that traders do not take advantage of the situation, especially by giving excuse of low supply.
Tidak perlu buat pembelian ini, tidak perlu buat pembelian yang tidak munasabah kerana ia mencukupi. Kita harap pengguna akan menggunakan ini dengan bijak. Di samping itu, saya juga menyuruh dan merayu kepada pekedai-pekedai, peniaga-peniaga dan peruncit untuk bertanggungjawab. Jangan menaikkan harga, jangan menyorok barang dan jangan mengambil kesempatan di musim perayaan ini.
The Malacca state government has set aside an allocation of 399,750 ringgit to be distributed among 533 fishermen in Malacca Tengah who had been affected by land reclamation activities. State Exco Dato' Nur Hizam Hassan Bakti said the incentives are distributed in 4 stages and is now entering the last stage, which will be held on the 19th and 20th May.
Yang mana kita ada sediakan wang yang kita panggil insentif 750 yang mana kita akan bagi mereka 4 kali sebanyak 750 tu 4 kali dan kita akan serahkan pada berapa bulan 19 dan 20 bulan kita akan serahkan sebanyak RM750 dan nelayan yang terlibat tu hampir dekat 533 nelayan.
Dato' Nur Hizam said this after distributing aid in the form of food kits to fishermen in Kampung Hailam, Tanjung Kling. The kit worth 50 ringgit were also distributed to fishermen in Pantai Jaring and Pantai Tanah Merah. He also called on fishermen in the state who have yet to register for the incentive campaign to do so as soon as possible. Dato' Kamarudin Meranun, Executive Chairman of AirAsia Group, has raised an additional 25,000 ringgit for Give with Ikhlas donation campaign via his first Instagram live session, bringing the total collection to 775,748 ringgit as at 6 p.m. yesterday. Besides engaging the online community with a charity chat in the holy month of Ramadan, Dato' Kamarudin encouraged the viewers to donate towards the campaign and pledged to match the amount donated by the public during his Instagram live session earlier. Dato' Kamarudin said AirAsia Group launched the Give with Ikhlas campaign in Ramadan to extend their assistance to those in need and have so far provided basic necessities and meals to over 26,650 individuals and 5,200 families, including 1,700 Orang Asli families in Pahang last week. The group also hoped to continue this effort by expanding the efforts to Indonesia, Philippines, and other countries. The campaign was initiated by Ikhlas, a brand new line of business under AirAsia.com that mainly caters to Muslim communities around the world by providing unparalleled access to faith-based practices. The Give with Ikhlas campaign will also remain post-COVID-19 and after the month of Ramadan to further help those in need in terms of food, education, and more. 12 people from 2 households in Kampung Bendang Sera, which were located near a river, have been temporarily relocated to a flood relief shelter in Baling following a flash flood. The flash flood also affected 50 houses in 2 sub-districts in Baling. Kedah Fire and Rescue Chief Muhammadul Ehsan Muhammad Zain said the affected residents, comprising 2 senior citizens and 3 children, were transported by a 4-wheel drive to Tun Razak Community Hall in Baling. In the 7 p.m. incident, 50 houses from 12 villages and 2 districts, namely Baling and Siong, were affected by the flash flood. It was reported that continuous downpour, which lasted more than 3 hours, had resulted in the bursting of the riverbanks, causing a flash flood to nearby villages. Despite the disruption caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, the Badminton Association of Malaysia BAM believes that it has enough time to prepare its players for the Thomas Cup and Uber Cup tournaments. BAM Secretary General Dato' Kenny Goh said they have until the middle of July to name the squads for the 2 tournaments. Dato' Kenny said BAM will have more than enough time to prepare for the tournaments if players are allowed to resume training in June. Youth and Sports Minister Dato' Sri Rizal Merakan Naina Merakan on Saturday said the ministry would make a special application to the National Security Council and Health Ministry before Aidilfitri for the national badminton squad to begin training under the Road to Tokyo program by 1st June. Should the government approve the proposal, Phase 2, which involves players bound for the Thomas Cup and Uber Cup, can begin on 15 June. Meanwhile, Dato' Kenny declined to comment on speculation that BAM wants to rehire Indonesian coach Rexy Menke, who is now coaching the Thai national team. That concludes today's updates at noon. In our top story, rejected BPN applicants can appeal for reconsideration by 31st May. News on 2 comes on at 7 this evening. Don't forget to wash your hands regularly, practice social distancing, and most of all, let's adhere to the Conditional Movement Control Order and just stay at home. I'm Wong Kang Sin. Thanks for watching.